Sorry, this is a bit low for me. Which one? Yeah. Thank you. Datin Nur Roziah Abdul Rahmat, Chairperson of the Parents of Rising Oxbridge Graduates Action Group, Chairperson of the Parents of Rising Oxbridge Graduates Action Group, Pro-GAG. Tan Sri, Puan Sri, Datuk Sri, Datin Sri, Datuk, Datin. Respected members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Pro-GAG for inviting me to their annual dinner and dance. I hope everyone here is having fun. Yeah. My 19-year-old daughter is currently studying in the UK, so both she and I have benefited from Pro-GAG's efforts in pushing Anglo-centric education policies. Your activities are very polite and soft-sell, and thus much more effective in the government's view than so many so-called non-governmental organizations out there. The government acknowledges the possible problem of the brain drain. So it is not enough that we prepare Malaysians' brightest young people for studies abroad, but also entice them to return home. The formation of the new ministry that I now head, the Ministry of Arts and Culture, the Kementerian Kesenian dan Kebudayaan, or KeKeKe, demonstrates the ruling government's commitment to making Malaysia attractive to cosmopolitan young adults. Now, we have a government ministry specifically designed to deal with the problems of Malaysia culture and arts. I believe that, with my 5-year experience as the Deputy Minister of Absolute Authority, I will be able to perform my role well. Ladies and gentlemen, I have very good news. For decades, Malaysians have thought about and argued over the question of what Malaysian culture is. Efforts like the National Culture Policy of 1971 and Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's Bangsa Malaysia were unable to lay such concerns to rest. Even with our current Prime Minister's visionary vision of One Malaysia, there is still uncertainty in some quarters as to what Malaysian culture should be. Therefore, one of the driving goals of the KeKeKe, which was empowered by the National Agriculture and Secondary Industries Revitalisation Act of 2010, will be to determine, regulate, and promote true Malaysian culture. With our 5 billion ringgit budget allocation, it is hoped that me and my ministry will be able to review and approve every cultural commodity produced by the Malaysian creative industry. This will include everything from the publishing of books and magazines, music, filmmaking for cinema and television, content on the internet, even graffiti in KL. We will be working with the relevant federal bodies such as FINAS and the MCMC, as well as local bodies like DBKL. In short, there is an answer to the question, what is Malaysian culture? The answer is, whatever that has the approval of the KeKeKe. Ladies and gentlemen, we must not forget the public. Therefore, to involve Malaysians in the process of defining Malaysian culture, my ministry will work closely with Pemandu to hold a culture transformation program. This program will be similar to the ETP and GTP schemes. We will hold intensive study labs with representatives from government departments and important stakeholders, and then embark on a roadshow to present our findings to the public. Out of this culture transformation program, we will be able to present clear guidelines as to what constitutes Malaysian culture. These guidelines will be made available to the public on our official ministry website. Such a proactive meet the stakeholders strategy will yield better dividends than previous guidelines, such as the National Culture Policy, which was formulated in a similar manner but failed to do so proactively. Ladies and gentlemen, certain groups might have some reservations about the role of the KeKeKe. I foresee many militant NGOs using words like draconian and unconstitutional to confuse ordinary Malaysians. I would like to stress that my ministry's role is not to censor, because censorship is not in the spirit of the Prime Minister's forward-looking One Malaysia concept. The KeKeKe will merely regulate Malaysia's creativity and culture, and to avoid any potentially seditious or insensitive thinking. For example, the latest guidelines for filmmaking, making it mandatory for gay or transsexual characters that appear in Malaysian movies to repent or die, have received a lot of criticism from various groups. My ministry will revise these guidelines. Now, characters who live deviant lifestyles merely have to contract AIDS before the end of the movie. This is more realistic, as it is a scientific fact that deviant sexual activity results in AIDS. As such, also, such characters cannot be Malaysian citizens, as there are no homosexual or transsexual Malaysians. With this move, I hope it is evident that the government is not engaging in censorship, but merely promoting the truth. Even fiction, after all, must ensure a plausible suspension of disbelief. Ladies and gentlemen, to further promote awareness of Malaysian culture, I have recommended to the Education Minister that we make the subject of art a must-pass subject for the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia exam. However, because art as it is taught now has many shortcomings, the government will be reviewing the art syllabus to include a stronger historical component so that students may be able to learn about the positive contributions of Malaysian cultural figures such as filmmaker Datuk P. Ramlee, writer Ibrahim Hussein, and visual artist A. Samad Syed, as well as our beloved former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir himself. Also, the KeKeKe will establish the National Culture Grant, or Tabung Kebudayaan Malaysia, which is designed to promote true Malaysian culture. We hope to provide funding for healthy cultural activities such as tourism promotion, patriotic songwriting, and highway building, and curb un-Malaysian activities like legal forums, independent online news reporting, and cross-dressing by lelaki lembut. Such unhealthy activities have become an increasing problem. Ladies and gentlemen, with all the action plans I've shared with you today, I hope that it's clear that the KeKeKe will be doing everything it can to promote good, forward-looking Malaysian ideals and restore dignity to the country. The government is working hard to ensure that Malaysia will continue to be the premier destination for fresh graduates, tourists, and ordinary Malaysians for authentic Malaysian culture. Once again, thank you for inviting me to speak to you today.